Chapter 10. One kind of detective dives back into the shadows on a case is solved. For that detective, solving the mystery is the only reward. He dodged the bright light of the television cameras and the front page of the newspaper. The other kind of detective likes to take a bow, to be recognized for doing good work. He does the well-deserved compliments. I couldn't see both sides, and I understood that some detectives wouldn't be shy about taking credit for untangling things. But I wasn't one of them. Arthur was sitting in detention around with his thoughts, and at that particular moment his thought were not very good company. The quarter was gone, and its reputation was in question. Even if he was someday proved innocent, he was still going to miss the third-grade picnic. He couldn't hear Mrs. Tingle typing in the next room. The clicking on the keyboard made Arthur think of crickets chirping. At Reeves, crickets were free to do what they wanted. They didn't have to worry about quarters or picnic or unexpected mysteries. Suddenly, Arthur heard another noise. This didn't sound like crickets at all. It sounded like a lot of people on the move. Mrs. Tingle heard it too. She stopped typing and got up to see what all the commotion was about. It was a lot of people. The whole third grade was coming down the hall. The students, the teachers, and even the bus drivers were there. "What's going on?" Mrs. Tingle asked. "Stand back," Mr. Hannett advised her. He opened the door to the room where Arthur was sitting. "Juicy is about to be served." "Arthur, I did it!" shouted Buster. "You're free!" Arthur stood up. "I am? But how?" We solved the mystery of the missing quarter," Mr. Hannay explained. "They ended up in Mrs. McGrady's brownies." "Really?" said Arthur. He looked at Mr. Rapin, who smiled at him. "They must be the richest brownie she ever made," said the brain. Everyone laughed. "And," said Buster, "you own it all to that great detective." A furious investigator, Buster was cut off as Mr. Hannay spoke into the bullhorn. "Back to the bus, everyone," he ordered. "The picnics awaited." As the kids went back outside, Arthur shook Buster's hand. "Thanks, Buster. I'm almost speechless. You're the best detective I know." "I'm the only detective you know." "Well, yes, but you're still the best." "If you say so, I do." "All right." He went on like that all the way out to the bus. I didn't try to stop him. A good detective knows when to sit back and listen. The picnic was a big success. Later thought Mrs. McGrady faced a new mystery when a plate of cookies she had put aside suddenly disappeared. I brushed a few crumbs off my shirt and joined in the baseball game that was starting up. If Mrs. McGrady wanted to solve the mystery, she was going to have to be it on her own. The end.